and Matt. We're an interracial couple with 2 kids wanting to do something that highlights the power of friendship and what it means to be in the company of true friends. We're going to move our society away and out of the loneliness epidemic and into a friendlier, happier world. Welcome to Our Friendly World. Better, stronger, together.
Welcome back, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to Our Friendly World, even though sometimes it may not seem like it.
Sometimes.
Okay, so I'm sure this sentiment we're going to be talking about has been in existence, I would say definitely from the 1980s. Would you say it was there before?
Well, I mean, how far back can we really go as people, right?
Well, especially with our perspective. But it seems to me, correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems to me that lately I've been hearing more and more. Have you been hearing this more and more? I'm going to take care of me and mine. Me and mine. Me.
Treat yourself. Yes.
So I think treat yourself is on another spectrum of it.
It is, but...
But here's what happened. Or here's what happens. You're going about... Does this happen to you? Hold on. Okay. The thing is that you think you're going okay, you're making it through, and then all of a sudden you feel distraught. That's what happened the other night. We did our normal ritual at the end of the week. The workday is done. Cleaning the house like crazy all day, getting ready for the weekend. And for us, it just means staying home as usual, making a nice dinner, and having date night. Like family date night, having movies to watch or shows to watch together, just staying put, staying cozy in our PJs. But the thing is that we ordered groceries. So here's how we got triggered. We ordered groceries and the weather is starting to get really cold and dark really fast. The light goes away.
Well, the whole end of daylight savings time kind of thrashes.
So everything felt cozy and good. And then the groceries were delivered. We ordered from Amazon.
We are blessed that we can order groceries.
Yes, very blessed. Isn't that what I was saying?
Yes.
Everything was great, right? But we are on a limited budget. So I had thought in my head, okay, this is how much we're spending this week on groceries. And then I was almost, if not at the limit. Okay, fine. Factor in all the fees that go in with it, the tip, everything. Okay, no problem. But then am I allowed to say who we ordered from? It was Whole Foods and Amazon. So delivery gets made. Sweet Amazon person totally delivers it. We had the porch light on. The bags are there. We're like, yay, groceries are here. But then there was this extra bag. We didn't know it was an extra bag. We just kind of opened the bag and looked inside. We didn't open anything on the inside. But I'm like, whoa, I don't think this is ours. There were things in there that we didn't order. Anyway, so all of a sudden, I don't know about you, Matt, but then I started to feel horrible. Our past came rushing back to me at warp speed. Is that what you call it? Warp speed? Like instantaneously, yes. I was back to some years ago where we were in dire straits, that we didn't have cash for food. We didn't have a home. We didn't have a place. We were living in a disgusting motel with the babies. It was a scary time for us. We had no family and no one to help us. It was just us.
Right.
And it was really, really scary. And I don't know, I would say the following 4 years were really hard for us to get back.
Yes.
To get our energy back. I still want to cry about it to this day. So anyway, the fact that we got this extra bag of groceries messed me up. And not because, I don't even know why, Matt. I think it was because I thought, oh no, this delivery driver is going to get in trouble. This person has to work for God knows how much money, going from crazy house to crazy house in the cold, in the dark, not knowing what he's going to be up against when he gets to a person's house.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, I just got into, I don't know if it was like overly empathetic mode. I couldn't function. Like I was just in tears. We called Whole Foods. We called Amazon. By the way, finding a phone number to talk to someone in person at Amazon to help you is a feat.
Yes.
God.
Didn't like you input a number and they called you back or something
I
ridiculous?
finally found the number. It took me 20 minutes to find it. 20 minutes of rushing because I was trying to hurry up so I can catch up with the delivery person.
Right.
Because as soon as we saw it, we're like, let's call. We opened the door. He was already gone. So we were trying to find him to say, hey, we got the other bag. So he could come get it so he wouldn't get in trouble. I'm sure Amazon would dock his pay for that. Right?
Well,
we don't know. We don't know how things work.
Right.
We don't know. I can only imagine.
Yes.
So anyway, we were both on the phone at the same time. You were on with Whole Foods.
Yes.
Who couldn't care less, by the way. I don't know. What did they say to you?
They kept repeating, just throw it out. And hopefully it's something you like. Those were said like 3 times each to me.
And I think you were also as distraught as I was because you were thinking about the delivery person.
I went through the gamut because it started with, okay, because it was the bag was just produce. So it was just veg and fruit. So vegan. So I thought it was ours and I was like, oh, okay, I guess we ordered some of this here. Blah, blah, blah. And then when I found out it wasn't, then I was like, score. And then I felt like crap for feeling that way. Because then all of a sudden I put myself in the shoes of the delivery driver and then I felt like crap.
Yeah.
For even thinking score.
Oh.
It was just all over the place. I didn't go to the place you went. Thank God, knock on wood. But yeah, I didn't feel good about how I reacted.
I mean, I don't like how I reacted either because I triggered the kids and then the kids started feeling incredibly anxious. I mean, I was practically in tears begging the Amazon person on the phone, please help us. I don't want this person to get in trouble.
Right. And I kept saying.
She kept saying, they're not going to get in trouble. I'm like, please.
Except one time I heard the speakerphone and she said they're going to get in trouble.
Oh, from my end?
Yeah. One time she said it.
No, she didn't.
She did. Okay. I heard her say it. I don't know if she said it, but I heard her say it.
I didn't hear. Maybe you didn't. Maybe, I don't know.
I hope I misheard.
Because, I mean, you were on the other phone with
Well, this was
the other
after I
people.
got off because they were like, oh, well, that's not us. And, hey, you're good and blah, 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 blah.
So whatever it was, it just made us realize people don't care. I mean, here's another Amazon employee. I thought she would have some compassion.
Right.
Especially when I was pleading with her, please, is there any way you can get a hold of this person and call them? Because I even tried texting. You know how they text you and they say,
I'm on my way.
Yeah, they're on their way. It's going to be delivered soon. They send you updates.
Mm-hmm.
I texted back to that, nothing. I mean, I tried everything, you guys. Anyway, but she was just like, oh, just keep it or throw it away, whatever. I'm like, no, please. And so she put me on hold. She said, okay, I called, but I got a voicemail, so I couldn't get through. And I'm like, couldn't you leave a message? She's like, it's done. It's just keep it or throw it away. I'm like, ugh. So we hung up and we were like, what are we going to do? So we did a prayer.
And we left a big tip.
We got religious about it. I'm like, let's everybody pray for this Amazon driver or the driver to be incredibly wealthy.
There you go.
And then we also said, okay, so you went through and kind of itemized how much it would cost to have those groceries. If the person got docked for that, is the term docked? Is
Yes.
the word? That at least it would come from our tip. So we ended up adding to the tip that we were already giving.
Because once again, I feel we're blessed and I feel it's important to share where we can.
So, but we still felt shaky. Like our night was weird.
Well,
after
yeah,
that.
and we left the porch light on and we didn't do anything with that bag of groceries. It just sat until the morning.
Sat there, yeah.
Just in case.
Yeah.
And for all we know, he didn't care, but I have to imagine somebody gets in trouble for that.
So, but what we were talking about later that night was things have gotten worse. It feels like nobody cares. It's all about, I mean, especially the way they talk to you when you called the grocery store.
Right.
They were like, well, bonus for you.
Hopefully it's
Good
something you
for you.
like. Over and over.
But no one would hear us when we said we're worried about the
Right.
delivery person.
They didn't even register there was a person involved. It was just a
Right.
transaction.
So this is the episode today. We're trying to make sense of this. How can we turn this around? It seems like, okay, are we normal? Is this normal to feel so distraught over what happened? I'm still distraught. I can still cry about it. Like literally cry about it. Is it a big deal? Is it not a big deal? It just makes me sad. Someone is working so hard and who knows what's going to happen.
Right.
They already can't get like bathroom breaks or anything like that, I'm sure.
Well, as a gig worker, I did a little research and there isn't anything really published about how often things fall over or what happens when you misdeliver a bag. But all the press seems like it came from Amazon, but sometimes it seems like it's okay. But it's Amazon presenting it. But at the end of the day, they don't get health care. They're an independent contractor. They have to 1099 it, which means you have to pay your taxes quarterly. And, if you don't have the cash, then it's a problem.
So, and then another example of what we're talking about here is, okay, the elections happened. And I've been hearing, okay, I'm going to have to take care of myself. I'm going to have to take care of myself and my family. That's all I can do now.
Right.
Right. And then that makes me sad because it's further emphasizing the fact that we are even lonelier than before.
Right.
That no one's going to look out for us. We're on our own.
That is how a lot of people are framing it for sure.
I mean, this is how I feel as a Democrat. Not that, I mean, I don't even want to get political about it. I'm not saying I'm anything. I'm really, like, I don't want to be considered a Democrat. I am for community. I am for having family. I am for having morals. I am for treating each other beautifully. I am for helping each other. I'm for, like Matt always says, be a good host in the world. The world is your home, and it's your job to make sure that everyone is taken care of, that everyone is comfortable. I mean, I'm kind of playing around with the words, but that
comes from a place of trying to understand.
It comes from a place of love, so we can thrive and do what we're meant to do. If you're an artist, then you're free to create.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a doctor, you can help, But if everyone is struggling, we've lived in so many different places. We used to live in Boulder, Colorado. The doctors were upset. Surgeons that get paid so much money, they were upset because they couldn't afford to live in Boulder. We lived in Boulder, but we lived in a gross apartment. But you couldn't buy a house.
Right.
Right. So the doctors, the surgeons were saying this.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone was pissed off. We moved to Boulder because we're like, oh, let's move to where the hippies are. We'll blend in. And we read all these amazing articles about Boulder, Colorado. And then when we got there, we're like, whoa, we must have read some really old articles.
Well,
it's not like that anymore.
Aspects, but only a few.
It had changed.
Yes.
It was not that way. Anyway, so what can we do, Matt? What can we do? And the thing is that whoever's listening, all the people listening to us, our friends that are listening to us, are of the same mindset. So what can we do?
Well, first off, we need to be a little bit more stoic. We did what we can do, and we have to let it go.
I can't let it go.
I know. But that's
I mean,
just it.
I would like to let it go, but I can't. I'm
the
so
serenity prayer, they stole that from the Stoics, I swear. You know, what is it? It's, Lord, help me realize the things I can change and the things I can't, and give me the wisdom to know the difference between the two, more or less, to summarize.
yeah.
We did all that we could do. Okay? That's it. That's all we can do. Unfortunately, we were in a position where we could do what we did. Because I can see a lot of people aren't.
I just feel like this is an example, a tiny example of what is happening in the world. So it's not enough. And you know what? Yeah, we could do what we did, but we still went. I mean, if you think about it, we're kind of living paycheck to paycheck. So, I mean, it was hard to pay an extra bag of groceries for stuff that I wasn't going to get. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
And it sounds like I'm totally complaining now. I'm so sorry. I don't mean to complain.
But we are blessed.
Yeah.
Because in point of fact, we aren't exactly living paycheck to paycheck. But 3 months would be a problem. 2 months would be uncomfortable. And a month would be noticeable. And we're blessed to be in that state. And there's a lot of people that aren't.
That is if no one breaks an arm or, you know what I'm saying?
I know.
That is if everything works out perfectly. But we all know, I mean, I know from personal experience, you end up even just going to the doctor, let alone the hospital, then you're totally messed up forever.
Right.
So anyway, I wish I had it here. My friend Judy she had no idea what was going on. The very next day, I got these presents from my friend Judy. She made these beautiful elephant earrings. She had no idea I have an affinity with elephants. And then she gave me this other elephant sculpture that's made out of crystal. Like a crystal, I forget. It's a green, it's not jade, it's the other one. But anyway, and then she gave me this beautifully framed painting and writing about an elephant tribe. It speaks about how female elephants stick together. If someone is hurting, they surround that elephant, and if they don't want a predator or the outside to realize there's someone who's off, who's experiencing trauma or is vulnerable, they'll kick up dust so they won't see. They protect their own. You know what I'm saying?
And elephants can be quite fearsome too.
They develop a circle, a tribe. And she said that to me to remind me that we have each other's backs. And that's so amazing. I'll go find it and I'll read it at the next episode, what the painting said. I don't know. I don't know what to say, but I wish we could think about or bring it to other people's attention that we seem to be quite selfish these days. And
Well, it's trickled down, frankly.
What do you mean?
Well, it used to be that they call them C-level employees, but like chief executive officers, chief operating officers, chief technology officers, they got paid maybe twice as much as the average worker. Now, 324 times greater.
Wow.
And there's sneaky pay too. But it's like, I'm going to get mine. And even the guys who take $0, Elon Musk, his salary last year was $0. But he's a billionaire. How did that happen?
Trust.
There's a number of different ways that they make bank.
Yeah. You don't own anything, but you control everything is the key. So you don't own anything technically, but it's all set up in trusts. And then it trickles down to like, if you have an LLC, it goes under this umbrella of the trust. And this umbrella owns your house. And this umbrella owns your business. Yet, if someone comes after you or if you have to pay taxes, you have nothing.
Yeah, you own nothing. And, it was like, I was even thinking like growing up, it was my dad, the genius, tried to screw the IRS and they got him.
They got him bad.
But that's just it. Everybody tries to cheat the IRS. Everybody tries to cheat the system. Now, as a programmer, on some level, I can respect cheat because, oh my goodness, There are very few humongous blocks of code that I wrote myself. I'll take it from wherever I can get it. Somebody smarter than me, somebody who's battle tested something. We use libraries from third parties and all the rest of it, right? But I don't do that stuff at the expense of anyone else. But cheating the IRS, it's like you're doing it at the expense of others. It's me and mine first. A rising tide lifts all ships, but I'm going to push you down to make sure that I have enough. It's kind of wrong. It kind of hurts.
And
that's a normalized behavior now. That's something we want to emulate.
That's what we want to. So we want to become these billionaires the way they cheat the system,
Exactly.
or they use the system.
We admire the people who cheat the system.
It's not even cheating the system, Matt. The system is there for them. Well, it's not there for us.
In some cases, though, they straight up defrauded. I had, as part of my Algonquin Roundtable, one of the guys is in insurance, and a very powerful real estate tycoon wanted somebody to appraise a building. He wanted it to appraise for X amount, but it wasn't worth X amount. It was worth like a tenth of X. And so, my friend wouldn't insure it. He got all mad. But this building, those aren't the same as your building. But he expected to be entitled to be able to declare it at a certain value. And then I don't know what he was going to do. Borrow money against it? Who knows? But trying to cheat the system and getting mad at somebody when you get caught. Not embarrassed that you did it, but mad that you got caught. Ouch. But anyways.
I feel like this is all over the place. I mean, I don't think that...
It really makes me wonder if man is inherently good or evil.
Man is not evil inherently. I don't think, like I said last episode, evil is very rare. Doing bad things, it seems to be happening a lot.
There's a normalcy to it.
Yeah, it's not evil. It's bad. Bad behavior.
Bad behavior.
Bad behavior.
And it's because nobody calls you on it.
And it's because, if we take it back to the whole reason why we're in this podcast, it stems from how we value each other. It starts in the family. When a child does something, they are not corrected. I would see this all the time. I'm sorry, I'm repeating myself. I hate doing that. But I would see this all the time at the playground. Toddlers, when our kids were little toddlers. I would watch other toddlers beat their mothers, slap their faces. I'm talking a toddler, a 2-year-old, be slapping his mom, and the mom not even acknowledging it. And then I would get mad and turn around to our kids and go, that right there, did you see that? That is not okay. Unacceptable. Don't you ever think that right there, what we saw, is okay. Now, mind you, I'm speaking so loud the whole playground can hear me.
Oops.
No, oops. I did it on purpose.
I know.
But now, hindsight, now I'm like, that's probably why I never had any friends. But I was surrounded by this kind of behavior, and I don't want friends like that anyway. And I surely do not want our kids with that.
Right.
Kind of behavior. The one time when you were in the hospital, Matt, our lovely kids, I mean, I'm grateful that these strangers took our kids in while I was with you in a hospital, and the hospital we had to transfer you to another city. Mm-hmm. And so our kids were left with these people who I really didn't know that well, but their kids were exactly the same age as our kids. They were never the same.
No.
When they came back from that house.
I know.
They were doing things they never did before. That kind of behavior took years to erase. And to this day, I'm not sure if it was totally erased.
And there's still one or two scars.
Absolutely.
From just that, not me being in the hospital, but just them being there.
Just being exposed to that kind of family behavior that was set up. I don't know. I don't know what to do. It feels like, I talk to my friend Wendy all the time. I'm like, Wendy, nobody loves like our families love. Like, it feels like Wendy and I are the only moms that think the way we do. And it just makes me really sad and also scared. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to wrap up this podcast on a high note. Matt is waving his hand. Okay.
Something we should think about. Right now, a third of U.S. workers are quote-unquote gig workers. Uber, delivery drivers, Uber Eats, DoorDash, Amazon Fresh, blah, 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 blah. They're estimating that half of all U.S. workers are going to at least spend some of their time doing gig work.
Mm-hmm.
So these people are our neighbors. These people are our friends. These people are our children. These people are our cousins. These
Parents.
people are our parents. These people are us. So behooves is a tricky word, but as a Stoic, which we'll talk about at some point in the near future, we do everything we can for them.
For each other.
And we do everything we can for each other. And then we let it go.
You know, I just want to say one more thing. It's like, okay, we've lived in so many towns in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
And in most of the towns, I was always invisible, but I was always invisible, yes, but they were also very aware that I was there. Only in the fact that they thought I was there as a maid, somebody subservient. Every time we went to a coffee shop and I held the door for someone, even though it was my turn to go, and I opened the door for myself, noticed someone was right behind me. So I let them go first, and they wouldn't even have eye contact with me, let alone thank you. And it happened consistently all the time. I don't think I ever got a thank you from anyone until we moved to some other places that don't have that culture. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like gig workers now, so many other people have become invisible. Invisible, like someone who's homeless, who doesn't have money, who's asking for change. We're afraid to have eye contact with them. There's that weird feeling like, I don't even want to talk to them. You know what I'm saying? I think it's embarrassment because I don't know. I mean, I feel embarrassed every time someone delivers to us from Amazon. If it's groceries that we ordered, you know.
I just feel grateful and blessed.
I feel grateful and blessed too. But at the same time, well, I'm the one who usually like opens the door. I'm like, oh, hi, thank you. But I feel embarrassed that they're delivering to me instead of me going out and getting it myself. But honestly, I have so little time that I'm like, okay, this amount of money, I'll take it out of our food budget to have someone deliver it. I really need help right now. I need like 3 or 4 of me to do all these things that I have to do. There's no time. And it's not like we have that village anymore where I can ask Aunt Becky or Aunt Sally to help me with the other things. It's just me and you.
Right.
And the kids now are helping, but there's just so much overwhelm. Anyway, so becoming aware and doing the random acts of kindness, that goes a long way. I know that for sure. Like when you have that one person that's mean to you and it screws up your whole day. I think when you have an extraordinary act of kindness, it could be very small, but it could still be extraordinary. That can erase everything else and make you feel magical and happy.
True.
So let's just do that. Let's do that. All right. Let's do that and like take note of it.
Yes. And be grateful.
And share it. Okay. That's it for me. How about you?
Yes. That's it for me.
As always, reach out to us anytime you like. Leave us a kind word. If you could tell other people about our podcast, please tell people to subscribe. That's about it. Have a beautiful every day.
Be well.